episode number 2 of My Mom is a Bitch, the pilot sequel, or whatever the second episode is called. I am Jill Maragos. I'm still your host. Still here after week 1. Look at me go. I'm cruising. I've had an interesting week. I didn't mention this in the pilot. I don't know why, but I am a stand-up comic as well as having an engineering degree and all the other crap I mentioned. And I had an interesting week. I'll just start right in by saying I was going to Raleigh, North Carolina to do their club there, Good Nights Comedy Club. I had a great time. Driving in was a little surreal for me, and I'll tell you why. Because when I was very young, graduating from mechanical engineering school, I got a job in Raleigh. And I remember driving down with my parents with a U-Haul truck and a few things that I owned and feeling really excited about going. I just this elated, I'm going to start this adventure and I'm going to have my own apartment, job. You know, it felt really like I can't count on anyone but myself. And it was an exciting jump that I was taking. And I remember feeling really excited about it. My mom, when my mom and dad flew back to Buffalo, where I'm from, I don't know if I mentioned that yet, bawled so hard that she claimed they almost had to land the plane. She had a fit that I was leaving. Made sure I knew about it. But I remember leaving the gate from, dropping them off, just feeling like I almost skipped down the hallways of the airport, just so excited to start anew. And driving into Raleigh this time, different situation. Many years later, I'm married, have the dogs, driving from Memphis to Raleigh, kind of a long drive. And I thought, this is such a weird feeling. I have such a different feeling from the first time that I did this, drove on these same roads years ago, going to Raleigh permanently. And I really gave it some thought, and it smacked me in the face. This realization that I'm a little sad to be coming to Raleigh this time, and how different those two experiences were, and why. And I believe that the first time that I was driving to Raleigh, I was running from a situation. I was excited to get out of a house where there was a lot of yelling and uncertainty and anger, and manipulation. And this time, I wasn't running from anything. I had to leave my home, my safe place with my husband and my dogs. And that's not a bad thing. I beat myself up for not being the adventurous young woman I used to be, where I was like, I'll just go wherever and I don't care and it's fun and blah, blah, blah. And I don't need to feel like that. I have a good home. I have a safe place to be, and that's a positive thing. And I thought that would be a good intro into talking about trauma bonds. I know it sounds weird, but the reason that it occurred to me is that people like me, or maybe you, who either sought out or still seek out these narcissists, and you're going, why do I do this? He's an asshole. He treats me like garbage. I keep coming back. And it's not because you're crazy. There's absolutely nothing wrong with you at all. Your brain is operating exactly the way a good, solid, non-insane brain operates. You grew up in a home, if you want to call it that, you can call it a house, a situation where the people, or one of the people who were supposed to love you in a safe way, in a way that made you feel safe and secure and taken care of, did not do that. They gave you the experience that what love is ups and downs. They can take it away, they can give it to you. It's not steady, it's not secure, and they just basically added you a bunch of tools that for coping and how to be in a relationship that aren't tools you would use in a good relationship. That's it. And so, like, think of it like if somebody gave you a spatula and a bowl and a mixer. You have tools to bake cakes or cook something. You're going to seek out somebody who will give you water and flour and sugar, because those are the tools that you have, and those are the tools you can use with this person. So your tools that you were given or adapted because of your relationship and your home make you feel like that's what love is, and that's what you're always going to go to. And if people say, I don't understand why you don't just leave, it's because this is not an intellectual endeavor. It's just not. Love is, it sounds woo-woo, but think of it this way. Love is super important, because we still do, we mate to survive. We find a partner and maybe have kids or adopt kids, and love keeps that unit together. It keeps that family safe and fed. It provides the security to continue to survive literally in the world. So we're not just talking about like, romance or whatever. Biologically, love is important so you don't die. In my home, my dad was pretty quiet and laid back, kind of a passive participant to being a father. Not a bad guy. I loved him. I got closer to him even as I got older. I think he's a really good guy. The love that I got from my mother was contingent. It was contingent upon me doting on her and loving her, never questioning her. You say the wrong thing that she perceives as correcting her. You know, if she's talking about how she can't figure something out and you say, well, why don't you just do this? That's you calling her stupid. My punishment as a child was to not be spoken to for days or weeks at a time. So I'd be a little 7-year-old girl. If my mom was telling me some story I'd heard for the 90th time, and I zoned out with my little ADD brain, and she saw that, oh, that's it. Wouldn't look at you, wouldn't talk to you. She'd give you food. She'd put your food on the table at dinner, but wouldn't acknowledge it. It was like you weren't there. It was like she completely ignored you. And as a little kid, you know, your mom pushing you out, taking that love away, means you could die. So the silent treatment would end when I lost my mind and just cried so hard and begged, please, please, please talk to me. Please talk to me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I had to break. That was what got her back. I had to break. I remember being 19 and she tried that shit again. And I said, you know, the next time that happens, just don't ever bother speaking to me again. That's not how adults communicate with each other. If you have a problem, you need to tell me, because I was still still operating under the assumption that this woman was a normal functioning adult. So it's a scary thing for a kid. It's a scary thing for adults. Now, as an adult, if this is how you understand love, you're going to find yourself a good old narcissist, and they are going to give you all that stuff that you want, really, at your core, you know, and it's a cycle. What's going to happen after those initial, oh my God, this is true love, you hung the moon, you lit the stars, you're the most amazing thing in the world. Once they have you addicted to that high, they're going to wrap you into this vicious cycle of rejection, obsession, craving, reunion, that beautiful honeymoon phase where you feel like everything's right again, back to frustration, back to rejection. It's how it works. And they love it because they're fucking evil. They're evil, and they're going to keep doing it. And there's that little weird part of your brain. I don't know what part it's located, I don't know what part of the brain it is, but it's deep fucking down in there. It's by the caveman parts where it's what you understand as love. Love keeps you alive. And if the person's taking love away, holy fucking shit, I'm going to die. And yet it's all you know of love. And oftentimes, I'll tell you, real love seems boring. I'm going to be honest with you. I am married to a regular old guy. And for years, I'm like, what's the matter with you? First of all, I was always waiting for the other shoe to drop. When's he going to leave? When's he going to dump me? Also, like, why am I here? Why? You don't need anything from me. You have a good job. We didn't have kids. I barely clean the house. I don't cook some meals. Sometimes, once in a while, I do. And his answer was just because I love you and I just want you with me. And I've been married a very long time, and it's only recently that I was like, so this is just it. We're fine. Like, it's just easy. That's okay. And I have tried to pick fights. Doesn't work. In general, we actually get along great. Like, there's not a ton of like little stupid fights ever, but when I was in therapy, my therapist just said, I need you to keep telling yourself, I deserve Matt, my husband. I deserve him, because it didn't register. And I would have a slew, because I had this great husband who was normal. I would find assholes all over the place. I mean, I had ex-boyfriends before Matt who were narcissists that I was like, this ain't right either, But just friend after friend who'd yell at me in a fucking restaurant because I couldn't meet with them the previous week because I was busy. And I'm like, coworkers, friends in comedy. You try to get stuff going. You try to get, some work together and just makes your life a living hell. And I stuck it out. Like, okay, well, maybe when you're upset, we can have a word that you say yellow. And then when you're ready to talk, I was trying to come up with all these solutions. Meanwhile, my stomach's a fucking gurgling mess of acid. And this person's just enjoying ruining my fucking life. So it intellectually, it makes no sense. Okay. But you are, or I was, or maybe you're just listening, or the person who's in a relationship, let's say that the person who's in a relationship with a narcissist is addicted physically and emotionally to the experience of a narcissist. Honestly, it has very little to do with that person. You can't really love that person. They're a nightmare. How can you love somebody who treats you like garbage? You are addicted to that person. And when they love you, man, when my mom finally came around and gave me that hug after I melted down, dopamine, so much dopamine. And then, then I accidentally suggested something else happens. And, you gave her a look, or how dare you move her shoes in the hallway, whatever it was, and then you're down again. And you're just, you're like that rat in a cage hitting a pellet. You're going to keep hitting that fucking pellet. Or no, you're not hitting why would you hit a pellet? Are you soccer mouse? Are you soccer rat? You're hitting pellets around the cage? That's so dumb. Why did I say it? It's so stupid. There's an experiment that was done with rats. And when, they would hit the lever and a little pellet would come out. Is the point I'm trying to make. They'd hit a lever and the pellet would come out. And then the rabbit. Oh my God. What is wrong with me? Let's go with rabbits then. I swear. My husband still loves me, even though my brain is like macaroni and cheese. So the mouse hits the lever and gets macaroni and cheese. Or whatever comes out. It's food and he fucking loves it. So he hits the lever, food comes out, and the rat eats the pellet. There. And then he's like, this pellet's really good. I'm going to hit the lever again. And then he gets another pellet and he's like, this is the balls. I don't have to do anything. Just keep sitting here and hitting the pellet lever. The lever for the pellet. And then it comes out less frequently. That rat will keep hitting that lever until it gets that pellet. And it's upset that it doesn't have it, but it's just going to keep, it's an addict. It's trying to get that pellet. And that's what we do in narcissistic relationships. We keep hitting that fucking lever, waiting for the dopamine pellet to come out. And honestly, you just gotta go no contact. That's the only way to get rid of this stuff. And the only way, I see a lot of people talking about it. I'm in this great Facebook group. Shout out to Justice. It's Narcissist Terrorist. She does a great job running the group. The people on it are lovely and supportive. And if you're having a problem with this, please do join the group. It's awesome. These people are awesome. But I see a lot of people going, what's wrong with me? Why can't I just get over it? And you do kind of feel a little bit crazy because why can't I? But there's absolutely nothing wrong with you. Your brain is functioning in the way it learned to function. And your responsibility now is to reprogram yourself. Literally, your brain has to be reprogrammed to understand love in a different way. It's taken me a long time. I'm not even sure I'm completely there. I think I'm pretty close. I mean, if you think about it, okay, the definition of an addiction, and I got this from growingself.com. I want to give them credit. And the article is called Addicted to a Toxic Relationship. And it says, here is the definition of an addiction. There's 4 points. 1, this thing changes your mood. This thing that you're doing, alcohol, drugs, toxic people, changes your mood. 2, engaging in this activity stimulates your reward system. Pellet. Fight, make up. Make it right. Number 4, last point. Despite being aware of the negative consequences, you can't stop. That's an addiction. All right. I think I've exhausted the point, but I think you get what I'm saying. If you think I missed something or I'm wrong about something, I'd love to hear. Send me an email, evilmompod@gmail.com, and I'll either talk some more about it or, give your point of view as well. Got lots of podcasts left, so. All right, before we move on to the helpful tool of the week, I'm going to try another dramatic reading. I don't know if I'm going to keep doing these because I literally am looking through all of my old journals and just basically find that I was like doing a lot of mantras and telling the universe what I wanted, like a weirdo. So I found this one that I thought was a little bit funny. I had done a peel, TCA peel on my knees because I have the knees of a 95-year-old woman. So I had done a TCA peel on my knees, and that's kind of all you need to know for a setup. So here we go. Dramatic journal reading of the week from 2019. I wonder who was knocking on our door this morning. I guess it doesn't matter. They'll either come back or not. If I don't want to answer the door in my robe, or really at all, then I don't have to. I really can't believe how the skin on my knees is peeling so much. It's good. A little itchy, but good. And there it is. That's the dramatic reading of the week. All right, for this week's tool or tip or whatever you want to call it, I want to share with you something that really helped me out. It was an article from Pop Sugar posted by a friend on Facebook about things you should tell your kids. And I thought, what if I tried telling myself some of these things and see how they make me feel? I used it as sort of a litmus test to see where I was at. I always felt like I kind of had to be my own parent. And this was one of those times where I'm like, all right, let's see what happens when I say these things to myself. And I'm going to go ahead and I'll put a link to this on my own personal webpage. It's jillmaragos.com, JILLMARAGOS.com. And you'll see a link to it there in the podcast area. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and read these like one at a time. 66 things, quite a few. If none of these geek you out, you are a very friggin' healthy person. All right. Positive things to say to your child or to yourself and see what comes up for you. 1, I'm grateful for you. 2, you make me proud. 3, your words are meaningful. 4, you have great ideas. 5, I love being your parent. 6, you don't have to be perfect to be great. That was one of mine. That got me a little bit. 7, your opinions matter. 8, you are important. 9, you are loved. 10, I believe you. 11, I believe in you. 12, this family wouldn't be the same without you. 13, you are valuable. 14, you can say no. That was another one for me. 15, you can say yes. That's another one for me, honestly. 16, you know you did your best. I know you did your best. 17, you were right. 18, I accept who you are. 19, we can try your way. 20, you are helpful. 21, you are worth it. 22, you make me happy. All right, 23, I love your creativity. 24, being around you is fun. 25, I can't wait to hear about it. 26, don't be afraid to be you. 27, you're making a difference. 28, I'm excited to spend time with you. 29, you are interesting. 30, I love seeing the world your way. 31, it's good to be curious. 32, I love the way you tell stories. 33, what you did was awesome. 34, I admire you. 35, that's a great question. 36, your friends are lucky to have you. 37, I trust you. Do you trust yourself? That's a good question right there. 38, that was a really good choice. 39, seeing you happy makes me happy. 40, being your parent is my favorite job. 41, I learn new things from you every day. 42, you make me better. 43, you are a good boy or a good girl, depending on how you identify, I guess. 44, thank you for being you. 45, I'm so glad you're here. 46, you look great. 47, I understand you. 48, watching you grow up is the best. 49, that was really brave. 50, I forgive you. 51, I appreciate you. 52, we all make mistakes. 53, yes, me too. 54, you are very good at that. 55, you can try again tomorrow. All right, 56, nobody is perfect. 57, I love how you said that. 58, not everyone will like you, and that's okay. 59, you did that so well. 60, I'm listening. 61, that's a very fair point. 62, you are beautiful inside and out. 63, I love you. 64, I could never stop loving you. 65, you are enough. And 66, you make my heart full. So what you do with these things is you say them to yourself. So like number 6 wouldn't be, you don't have to be perfect to be great. It would be, I don't have to be perfect to be great. Number 8 would be, I am important. 14 would be, I can say no. Or I accept who I am, or I trust myself. So that's what you do, and see what comes up for you. You could be like, I don't trust myself. I hate this podcast so much. That usually is what happens. You're real mad at that's stupid. Why would I want to say this to myself? It probably means you've hit a little bit of a nerve and it's something you can work on. That's all. Try it. Try saying it to yourself a few times. That could be, what you use after cancel, pain, fuck that shit, or whatever your version of it is. Instead of thinking about your narcissist, you can be like, all right, what am I working on today? I'm important. I am important. I'm important. I'm important. And use that time that you'd have been spending on that asshole on you. When I went through these, I would always kind of go down the list and just pick the first one that made me feel like I was going to barf, and try to be a little proactive about it. So I would just write it a bunch of times, maybe like 5 to 10 times in a journal every day, until I sort of desensitized to it, and that's really all it is. You're just like reprogramming your brain. So it can be used either way. And then when you kind of get used to being like, yeah, I guess I'm important. Why wouldn't I be? Like, everybody's important. Everybody matters. That's okay. Then read the list and see what makes you want to barf again. And it's okay to want to barf. Just be like, oh, it's just use it as a guide light. Guide light? Is that a thing? As a signal. Oh, I feel like I want to barf. That just means there's something you got to work on. So then pick that and write that a bunch of times until you're just like, yeah, I mean, I can say no. That's all right. Just keep writing those things until you don't feel like you hate me and my podcast and my stupid face anymore. Trust me, I've been there. I know what you're feeling. All right. Just as a quick recap, trauma bonds suck super hard. And they're way down deep in there. They're in that weird primordial. It's not primordial. It's primordial, some sort of ooze. The primal. Oh my gosh, you guys, stick with me. I'm gonna get my words better soon. God, it's in that weird primal part of your brain. Trauma bonds are. We can undo them. We can make it better, and we can find somebody great eventually. But it's there's nothing wrong with you. Nothing wrong with your brain. It's doing what brains do. And now it's just sort of time to just do a little bit of reprogramming. That's all. And that list of things that parents should say to their kids, it's a list of shit you should say to yourself. Because it's all true. It's 100% true. So, again, let me know. evilmompod@gmail.com. I am going to do my best to remember how to fix my website and put it up there, that list of things. And I hope you have a great week. Thanks for tuning in. I am on all of the things except for Pandora right now. But you can find me wherever you find podcasts. And I would love it if you'd subscribe. I know I feel like a dick. I hate when people ask that. But if you could subscribe, and if you like it, rate it. If you don't, maybe just keep that to yourself. It's a little negative. All right. Thank you so much again. Have a great week. Email me and Narcissist Blow. Bye.